There's various different ways to mount your bike coming out of T1. I'm just going to show you a couple of what we call flying mounts. All that means is that the shoes are on the bike and you're mounting the bike at speed. Before we get started, just a couple of top tips. First one, make sure your bike is in easy gear. Made that mistake a few times, and it just means that you lose momentum, which takes me on to the second point. Momentum is everything when it comes to flying mounts, okay? So once you're on the bike, whichever method you're using, pedal up before you start to put your feet into the shoes. Get up to race speed, get up to 30 k's an hour, whatever it is, whatever your race speed is. Get up to speed before you start trying to put your feet into the shoes. And it's for a very key reason, because when you've got up to speed, it's so much easier to keep the handlebars straight and feel stable, and to do things with confidence. If I put it another way, if you're still at sort of walking / running speed when you're trying to put your feet into the shoes, handlebars are all jittery, okay? And it can cause anxiety and you can just get it wrong. I mean, on one occasion I crashed into the hoardings. Okay, we'll move on. But as I say, momentum is key. Another thing is, typically after the mount line, there's usually a lot of bodies scattered around as people are got past that mount line and they're immediately trying to get onto their bike. If that is the case, run past them, get into some clear space, hop onto your bike, and then, as I say, pedal up to race speed. The real benefit of that is it's going to give you space and time to focus on what you're doing, rather than kind of watching people out the corner of your eye try not to get hit or hit them, basically. So yeah, let's get started. In this first version, you run up to and beyond the mount line, which in this case is the curb. You then stop, put both hands on the handlebars. You then place your foot on top of the shoe and push down, using momentum to then swing your leg over so your foot can go onto the other shoe, and then you pedal up. Get up to race speed, get that momentum. This second version starts in a similar way, in that we run up to the mount line, just go beyond it, hands go onto the handlebars to steady the bike. However, there's no pause in this instance. The leg swings over the top of the saddle, inner thigh sits on top, and then we just slide the rest of our bum onto the saddle and our feet go onto the tops of the shoes like this. Then we pedal up. We get as much momentum and speed as we can before we start putting our feet into the shoes. Now if you watch the two back to back, you'll get a sense as to how much quicker the second version is. Here we stop, push down and swing our leg over. There is that momentary pause, whereas we go on to the second version, run up to the mount line, and we're still moving all the way throughout. It's quite a lot quicker. It's really tempting once you're on the bike to immediately start trying to get your feet into the shoes. Just make sure you pedal up, get that momentum, get that stability, and then once you're up to speed, use your hands to guide your feet into the shoe. So grab the front of the shoe, then put your foot in. It does require a little bit of flexibility and mobility, but you can see here I use my feet, foot goes in, I don't do the strap up yet, I paddle up and then I look to get my other foot in. However, you'll see on this side I make a small mistake where I try to use my foot to flip over the shoe and it doesn't work. I should have straight away gone for the shoe with my hand to stabilise it and then get my foot in. We pedal up between each stage, and so I don't start doing the shoes up until I'm back up to speed. Boom, both strap and dial, pedal up again, then strap and dial. All of this is done at speed. You want to make sure that you get ready to dismount the bike well in advance of the dismount line. So probably in the final few hundred meters of the bike, it's very straightforward. You can undo your shoe and remove your foot at the same time, but just make sure that it's your hands that are keeping the shoe steady and your foot is basically just there to be drawn out of the shoe. Pedaling up in between each foot removal, placing your foot on top, pedaling up, and then doing it again, ready to dismount the bike. The key thing to say about dismounting the bike on the move is to slow right down. Your perception of speed is going to be distorted, so make sure you're conservative and you slow right down to a pace that you know you can then run at. But in terms of the actual dismount, what you want to do is when you get to this point, you'll see here, I'm swinging my leg over the saddle and all my weight is on that front foot. My leg comes in behind, slow right down, and then I just hop off. If we see in this frame, again, leg swings round, and then I just hop off and off I run in. You see here, I'm holding the saddle and I'm using that to steer the bike. It's a really effective way of running without the bike getting in your way. You probably get it all by now, but let's just run through it all together one last time. Flying mount, swing your leg over, so your thighs onto the saddle, slide your bum on, feet go onto the shoes, pedal up, then use your hands to control the shoes whilst you put your feet in, pedaling up to speed in between doing each side. Once you've got both feet in, then you start to think about doing up the straps and the dials, etc., whatever your shoe has on it. Pedaling up in between again, keeping momentum all the time, maintaining good amount of speed. Then when it comes to the dismount, we want to do this a fair way before dismount line. Try not to do it too much of a panic state. Pedaling up in between again, using the hands to control the shoe. Then when you come up to the dismount line, slow right down, swing the leg over the back, hop off, and off you go.